I think that thinking of academia as this thing that's beyond human beings, like, is a big flaw. Like, teachers, faculty, professors, they're human beings. They're learning, they're growing, but I think challenging our expectations of what they're responsible for, and to be nice people is a really positive thing to do.
Yeah, just be nice.
Just be nice. I know, my mantra is like, be nice, work hard. You'll get a lot done.
No, yeah, and I think, like you were saying, what you love about teaching is the reward of seeing a student finding themselves and growing and getting there. And I'm questioning, like, well, what are teachers who are not nice to their student? What is their reward, right? Like, what is there for them to gain by doing that, and what is there for the students to get from being treated this way?
Yeah, I mean, but I think people perform for different reasons. I love praise. I love people saying, great job. So I will do work too. But I think there are people who perform for different reasons. Like, and I think different tacks work for different people. Like, our school shouldn't be like a factory model, one size fits all. And so something that I remind my students is, you have in undergraduate 10 semesters with 10 different faculty members, and it's your responsibility to understand that these are all different point of view. They are all teaching you in a different way. And you can take what you want from that. Like, you don't have to practice in the same way as like one faculty member, and then, but you get the opportunity to see into a bunch of different people's minds. And like, I think especially teaching the foundational courses, the foundational studios, I kind of expect my students to hear my voice in their heads by the end of the semester. Like, they kind of should expect to know what I'm going to respond with if they bring a certain type of material in. And it's not a negative thing. It's just like, okay, let's talk about why you chose to do that.
I think that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, if a student has been paying attention and working hard and putting in the effort, and they show up to reviews and stuff, that makes total sense that they would. And I like also what you said about, recognizing that you're going to go through this experience of 4 or 5 years, and it's a cross section, it's a sampling of different things, right? And to be able to kind of, jump into the mind of a particular teacher and really understand things from their perspective is a much higher level view to have, right, about the whole thing, but probably really important, especially in the every year, but maybe even more difficult to have when you are first starting off.
Yeah, I think especially, I don't know if you guys hear the voice of your first architecture faculty member in your head, but I still sometimes do. Like, I still hear Andrea Simich in my head. And I'm not mad about it. I mean, she terrified me at the beginning. I adore her, but like, I know what she would say about a lot of the work that I do.
Is it good?
Hopefully.
In your head, it's good.
Yeah, she's like, you're amazing, Erin. No, Andrea would never say that. And I think that our understanding of our students, like, we're meeting them halfway often. I don't mind if someone disagrees with me, but they have to fight for it. Prove it to me why you think you should do it. And by taking that ownership, I think you grow further. And so sometimes I'll push my students. I mean, you kind of have to work with your students differently. Each student is different. Some you want to just kind of like let loose. Some you want to guide. Some you want to like hold back. And to see who rises to the challenge, that's also really rewarding.
Yeah, that's one of the fun parts about teaching, is that each time you meet a student for, let's say, an individual desk crit on day one, or it could be the last week before the quarter or semester ends, it's like every student is a different challenge, and it's interesting. So like, even if studio lasts 5 hours and you have to see 12 students, the 12th student is just as interesting usually as the first, because it's a completely different human being they have different problems, they have a different perspective, different, experiences of growing up, and therefore hopefully a different project. And it's like, it's fun. Like every student is a different piece of candy or something.
Delicious.
You're the Sour Patch of the group.
I like Sour Patch.
I like Sour Patch too. You're the Jujube of the group. Resilient, not very much.
Yeah, I think like in marriage, you learn to understand your